Okay, so technically this is the last time jump where the kids are gonna be grown up, and from here it's all gonna be basically one story without any more skipping.
Can I say that this sounds like a casting mess? Like,
why?
First they had to have two Rhaenyras and two Alicents. Now they're gonna have to get new kids because they grew up.
Yeah.
Like this was a casting nightmare, I think.
Yeah, poor people. Like just the freaking main characters.
Oh yeah, who did you play? I played Alicent. Oh.
Which episodes?
Which Alicent?
Yeah.
I played Aegon. Which Aegon? Oh, I played Lena. Which one? The baby, the teenage one, or the one that dies?
Oh my god. Literally.
Like too many, man. There were 3 Lenas.
Oddly though, even though it might be a casting nightmare, it felt organic through the story. Like I could understand who was who. They made that was good. Did you notice that ever since the kids were born, they were added to the blood sequence here?
Oh, I did not see that. How did you even know that?
Yeah, I saw somebody talk about it and I went back to watch it and I was like, oh my god, it's true. Because technically the little mechanisms that activate with the blood have the symbol of the houses in the middle, and you should be able to understand who's who that way. But as it goes like through the opening, you can't really catch it. You have to go look for it. But it was a cute detail.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because in Game of Thrones it was geography, so I guess here it's genealogy.
Exactly.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna
explain.
I have accepted it.
Explain to me what you don't like about the opening music. Because now
it is retarded. It is literally 3 notes over and over and over again. There is no musicality to it. There is nothing evocative about it. It's just dun 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 dun. That's it. I could have written it farting in my toilet. See.
I guess.
That's why.
But it is catchy though. You can't say it's not catchy.
It's catchy because we're forced to listen to it every single episode for 7 fucking seasons, and now for another fucking show. That's why it's catchy. It's because it's just drilled in your head.
I guess.
You know? That's how songs become popular in the radio. It wasn't because this song was better than that one. It's because they keep fucking playing it on the radio until you start singing. Until you start singing Karaoke Guantanamera.
I guess. Oh my god, yeah. You're right there though.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Playing in their graves right now.
Every composer.
Literally, I'm sorry. I can hear Mozart in his grave like, why was I a genius when this is what the future was going to be? I should have just written don 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 and not written like, all my symphonies and all of my operas. I should have just written something stupid like this and I would have made more money.
Well, not really.
Anyway,
honestly.
Pay attention.
Okay.
What?
No, honestly, if Mozart ever did that, I think it wouldn't be famous. Corliss is... So he's alive, but he's about to die, basically.
Wait, I want to know something. I know it's going to be a spoiler, but I got to know.
Okay.
This is 6 years later. Is Viserys still alive?
Viserys? Oh, I don't know.
Yes.
I think not.
Maybe you don't know.
I haven't read the book that comes from it, but I don't think he's alive.
I think you had I thought you knew, but
I don't have all the spoilers. I have some.
he better not be dead, because if they killed him without giving me a death scene, I'm gonna be upset.
Oh, me too.
He better not be dead. I want to see his death scene. Like, I want to see how he goes.
Just saying, if Corlys dies before Viserys, like that's gonna be
crazy, right?
that's gonna be no,
Funny.
for real.
It's gonna be too funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, poor Rhaena. Poor Rhaena. She like saw both her kids and now her husband's dying. Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my god.
He's very unlucky.
Mhm.
Yeah. It seems like he's treasonous at all. He seems like he's the only one that's been respectful of their traditions.
Yeah, but you have to understand the thing they decided to go with. They decided when they talked last episode, Reyna and Corlys, they were like, we are gonna make it so these kids are our legitimate sons. Like they are our legitimate kids. They are. It's obvious they're not, but we're gonna act like Viserys wants us to, because if we don't, we're just gonna lose everything. She said if my cousin could hear, he would have your tongue. And he said, but it's not a king that sits the Iron Throne now, it's a queen.
Okay, we'll find out what that is then. Alice, I guess Alice, right?
Oh, maybe. I like Rainier as a mom, which is, I didn't think I would say it, but she's definitely.
I like that style.
Yeah.
I like the style of the dress with the sleeves kind of off, but not.
Mhm. Also, did you see she got a medallion that's really similar to what Damon gave her when she was younger?
So Jace is the eldest, and the little one she just called Joffrey. So who's Luke?
Luke is the middle one.
There's a middle one?
Yeah, there's 3, remember? Remember that she gave birth and there were already 2 kids last episode?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay,
Okay,
man.
so
Yeah.
there's the Joffrey's the last one. She's pregnant?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, oh, bitch.
We don't know what happened to Alicent either. Like, what would happen to her?
Well, she would be technically. The way it would go is that she would be Queen Regent. Probably Viserys is like really ill. Like he's not dying, but he's.
Yeah, oh yeah,
He's now like bedridden
like
or something. He's gotta be bedridden.
Yeah, all that's left of him is his head.
Oh my god.
What's with the star emblem? Is that a House Hightower thing, or is that something that she came up with?
I think it's a Hightower thing.
I'm sorry?
It's a Hightower thing.
Oh. So she basically put her fucking house's symbol in the Targaryen.
Yeah.
In King's Landing, when it's the Targaryen.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And did you notice how outside there were Targaryens? How are they called? Standards? No, like flags. Like outside there were all Targaryen symbols, but as you get inside, there's the star for the high towers everywhere in green.
Right. God damn it! I feel for this guy, man.
Poor guy, for real. It's so sad that he ends up like this, and he clearly got some kind.
Some hair.
I guess, yeah. He clearly got some kind of dementia too.
Oh, look at him.
Aww.
They had 2 kids, and she's on the 3rd.
Damn. Okay, that makes more sense.
That means she has 6 children.
Fuck Rhaenyra. Great thing for someone who said she wasn't gonna have any.
She made up for her mom.
Yeah, I guess. Wow.
Damn! Aegon, Viserys, and she has a baby on the way.
Wow. Oh, not the tea.
What about the tea?
Fuck. Please don't tell me it doesn't look like he's getting poisoned right now.
It sounds like it.
Like, you don't get this bad from just fucking getting an infection. This is a slow poison. See, he's smelling it.
How funny is it that this bitch gave Rhaenyra such a hard time about being a quote-unquote slut, and her son is the biggest slut of all.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I love that.
No, but in
That's
general, like, even like all the Targaryen kids, almost all of them, are somehow promiscuous. Aegon, like his Aegon, is a serial rapist now, I guess.
Yeah.
At least I'm suspecting. I'm suspecting it's Aegon. Because they just said they just said the prince. It could also be Aemond.
I mean, I think Aemond is probably riding his damn dragon all of the time. Is what I think.
I guess.
Aegon is the one that has sexual proclivities.
Yeah.
They get killed by me because I'm a bitch. She doesn't trust anyone. Sorry, sweetie, you're gonna die. You're so dead.
Oh, that's the worst answer you could give. I know you won't. How do you know if you're not gonna get her killed or something?
The second motif of House of Dragon, abortion.
Look at her face.
Oh, well. One way or the other, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's Aegon. Look at that.
I told you. Why do we gotta see his ass? Carrying on like this, especially on a day like today. Oh, what is it today? Oh.
Damn. He always smacking him. How can she not see? How can she?
She's not fit to be a mom.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Diana's dead.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't think the theme of the episode is abortion. I think the theme of the episode is that tea is killing people. That tea is definitely poisonous. Don't accept tea from the greens. Also, I remembered what that star thingy is. It's actually the symbol of the seven, which I forgot, but it's the faith of the South. You know, when you hear like the father, the mother, the and all these weird names, that's the faith that Alicent's Hightower family believes in, and most of the South.
So what does the Targaryens believe in? What's their faith?
They believe in the old Valyrian gods. They don't really believe either in the... Okay, there's the old gods, the Valyrian gods, and the seven period. So the Valyrian gods technically are the Targaryens themselves. Like, Targaryens do see themselves as some kind of god in Westeros. So they basically just aren't really that religious in a spiritual sense. They just really believe in themselves. And some people in King's Landing also worship them as gods because dragons, obviously. Then there's the old gods that are the gods in the north. The tree, the one with the white trunk and the red leaves. That's a weirwood tree, and those are the symbols of the old gods, and usually they're related to green seer, which I told you are like oracles in that sense, like Helena. And so yeah, there's an implication that the seven is kind of like a new religion that came up to cover up the old gods, which seems to be the real religion because at least in the main series, everything that was related to them did somehow make it into the magical part of this fantasy world. So it feels like it's a made up kind of fate, if if it makes sense.
Okay. Wow, it's pretty involved. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what she has. I thought it felt like it was religious.
Yeah.
Which goes with her personality.
Definitely.
But be assured the Father is just and commands me to forget the accusations you have hurled in this room today.
I can't with this bitch.
I don't understand why we give a shit what she says. They have dragons. She has only one dragon. Bitch, shut up. You know?
You know what we care about? Do you remember during the battle with the Triarchy? Basically, during the battle of the Triarchy, there was that the crab feeder and his own, like, I guess, army that would retreat inside the caves to escape the dragon fury, right? Yeah, that's exactly the same with Alicent. Unless you want to literally burn down King's Landing, you cannot burn her down singularly with dragons. That's sadly not how it works. So they gotta work through these mere politics and really boring stuff. They gotta navigate through it. That's the only way they can survive this, basically. Dragons or not.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hold your nerve, my queen. What we do for the good of the realm.
I must confess a certain uneasiness now this is at hand.
But the threat of war looms and may arrive on our shores. When it does, will you want a child at the command of the greatest fleet in Westeros?
We must, of course, act in the interest of our subjects.
Why are they pretending that the kid can be on the throne, but the brother of Corlys can command the fleet? For fuck's sake, she's not the king, yet she's sitting on the throne making decisions.
Right.
The guy can do the same thing. Why are we pretending that the kid can just take the throne and the guy can run the shit for him?
Right.
Who are we kidding here, man?
That's how it's supposed to be, honestly. But they won't do it because power is power, as Cersei said.
This doesn't make sense now to me. You know what I mean? Like this feels contrived now.
Even Otto, see, he was the second strongest person in the realm.
I hope that that guy Larys ends up destroying Otto and that bitch. I can't stand them.
Me too.
They bought their way into the kingship.
Did you not? I loved your son. You may not believe it to be true, but I did. I did not order his death. Nor was I complicit in it, I swear this to you.
I mean, she's technically right.
You should just tell her. I would just tell her at this point.
I'll make you an offer.
No, because by telling her she would send someone to get him.
Betroth Elena's children to mine.
Yeah, but at this point, like, shit is coming to a head.
I'll make you an offer.
Totally. I think they're complicating things unnecessarily in the show.
Back with the flame, and let us betroth Elena's children to mine. You told me it was our duty to hold the realm united against a common foe.
But he married the foe.
Right.
I feel it for her, man. You know?
She's so fucking breaking that she's begging basically her almost dead father.
To help her in the situation where she's been put into as a female, you know?
Yeah.
She's constantly having to rely on men to help her, and they don't. It's so painful.
It's crazy.
She needs to just be like Daenerys and just like, I'm telling you, just use the dragons and fucking fight back. I don't know. Oh God.
Oh. He's still trying.
Do we ever find out what's killing him?
I'm not sure. I don't think we do.
So off. Oh my God. Poor guy. This is awful, dude. It's like...
As hand, I speak with the king's voice on this and all other matters.
Oh, look who's sitting on the throne.
Fuck off, dude.
Look at this fuckface.
The Raven of House Velaryon.
Look at this asshole sitting on the throne.
My Lord Han.
How is this acceptable?
If you cared so much about your house's blood, Sir Raymond, you would not be so bold as to supplant its rightful heir. No, you only speak for yourself and for your own ambition. You have a chance to make your own petition, Mr. Raymond. Do so then in the courtesy of allowing his to be.
Shut up, Allison.
Though this moment, no, honestly, she's right though. She's like,
no, because this whole thing is a fucking farce.
It is a farce, but
from the moment he sat on that throne, this whole thing was a farce.
Princess Rhaenyra, you may now speak for your son, Lucerys Velaryon.
What is there to say? She's the heir according to Corlys, period. End the story.
Your Grace, this is far from some answer. I will start by reminding the court that nearly 20 years ago in this very...
What? Who's walking in? Oh shit!
House Targaryen, the first of his name, King of the Andals.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Get it, fucker.
Take that throne, bitch.
7 kingdoms and protector of the realm.
Take your throne.
Get it, Viserys.
God damn it, I love this man.
Fucking
love
get.
this man.
Oh my God, yes. Like, I don't care that it takes 20,000 years to walk to the throne.
God, just bravo, man, bravo.
Wow.
This man deserves a freaking Oscar. He's great.
Honestly, for how much we said that he's a weak king and everything, like, this is not weak at all.
Yeah, he's awesome, dude. He's the best.
If it's the last thing he does, I'm so sad that he got written off as a weak person.
Way to go, my man.
Ah, he really said, I would do it.
Get the fuck out, Otto. Get the fuck off that. See, and everybody talks shit about Daemon, and he's the one there, and his worst moment to help his own brother. That's what I'm talking about.
Right. Oh.
Putting the crown on. Jesus, man, this makes you want to cry.
As a matter of fact, the Princess Rhaenyra has just informed me of her desire to marry her sons Jace and Luke to Lord Corlys' granddaughters, Baela and Rhaena. A proposal to which I heartily agree.
Fuck you, Otto.
Oh, wow.
Settled. Again. I hereby reaffirm. Prince Lucerys of House Valarian is heir to Driftmark, the Driftwood throne, the next Lord of the Tides. Her children are bastards! And she is a whore.
Okay, I mean, if you want it to die that bad.
Without your tongue for that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's even better. Honestly, that.
Okay, right?
No, oh my god, the tongue was still attached. Oh my
I gotta
god.
see that. Oh, he just said he could keep his tongue. I gotta see
Oh
that again.
god,
Come
I
on.
love this
I
so
gotta
much.
see that again. Come on. That
Oh
was awesome.
my god,
That
oh
was
my
fucking
god.
awesome. I want to see it again. That's it. I just want to see it again.
I fucking love when Damon said, say it. Fucking say it. He was just waiting to cut his head off. He was fucking waiting for it.
He was so waiting. He walked right into it. That fucking idiot.
Yeah.
It's starting to annoy me now because I want to know what this disease is at this point. Like,
Right? I'm telling
I
you,
want to know what
okay.
it is. How come he's the only one with it? Does nobody else have it? Is it not catching? Like, I don't. How did he get it? I don't understand.
Honestly, I don't think it's a disease exactly. I think, I don't know if you caught what I said earlier, but milk of the poppy is kind of a sedative. It's kind of a like morphine. Okay. Also in the sense that it becomes addictive for some people. And that's the thing, like I think that maybe they're poisoning him with the milk of the poppy and like feeding him too much of that, and the maester's not really healing his wounds properly. I think it's a combination of both. 'Cause I also want to remind you that the maesters come from the same area as the high towers. They come from the citadel.
Do they? I did not know that.
Yeah, they are literally living next to each other. So I think that the maesters here are doing the Greens bidding. The Greens are Alicent's and the high towers, of course. Why is she relishing this moment so much?
Because she suffered a lot, She's also like Rhaenyra in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she suffered a lot, but why is she...
Man telling her what? What?
Why is she staring at them prepping him, though, is what I'm asking. Why is she insisting on staying there?
Because it's a victory for her. This guy was, Corlys, remember, Corlys told her what to do and she accepted it because it was her husband. Then this guy comes around and tells her, no, I don't care what my brother said and I don't care what you say, even though even though you are taking my brother's place out of respect, I'm not even respecting you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do this and I'm going to disown your family so that I can take over because my brother's going to die. So she's very much in the same position as Rhaenyra, where no men defend her. She has to fend for her own family, and she just had a victory. She and Rhaenyra were able to join forces and save their families.
This is really funny, though. This is hilarious scene.
Aemond is the only one that scares the shit out of me. In the sense that,
I think he's unhinged.
He's a loose cannon. He needs to go. Oh God, can we just kill Otto, please? And while we're at it, now that everyone's there, Can we kill Otto? Can we banish Alicent? And can we kill Aemond? And can we get rid of Aegon?
Yeah.
That's it.
Please, like.
And then everything's fine. Everybody else is chill.
Right.
It's just those 4 fucking assholes.
Everybody's cool. They just really don't want anybody else other than them. These people are awful. These.
Yeah, and then Kristoff, and then I'm sorry, Kristoff, you got take away his armor. He's done.
Yeah, please. You know what I would love? I would love if Aemond, during one of the fucking training sessions that they're doing, accidentally, quote unquote, accidentally kills him. Like, I would totally see that happening, honestly.
The only one I like from that side of the family is the seer girl.
Yeah, Helena. She's awesome.
Helena's cool. She can stay.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is already pissing Jace off, and there's gonna be a fight going on, man. Aww. Viserys, you're the man!
Tonight, I wish you to see me as I am.
I feel for this guy, dude.
He just wants peace. He just wants to have a happy family. He just tried his best to, but the people he loves don't love each other.
I wish to raise my cup to Her Grace the Queen. I love my father, but I must admit that no one has stood more loyally by his side than his good wife. She has tended to him with
Man, that's rough.
unfailing devotion,
That's rough to have to say that.
honor, and for that she has my gratitude and my apology.
Yeah, you're not gonna do it though, Allison. You're not gonna fucking do it, are you?
I raise my cup to you.
Oh wow.
To your house.
Oh shit.
It's just a play.
You will make a fine queen.
They all know that once Viserys dies, it won't matter.
I'm sorry?
They all know that once Viserys dies, it won't matter. But.
Oh, did he not drink it? Did Aemon drink it or no?
Aemon did drink it, but, Otto didn't. And,
No?
and I don't know about Jace. I didn't see him drink it either.
Let's take it back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, fucking Aegon. Here we go. I hate Otto. I hate him.
Yeah, oh my god. Look at him. I don't know if he did drink in the end, but to me it looks like he didn't.
Yeah, you're right. It looks like him and Jace didn't really drink.
Yeah.
And this guy either. I don't think this guy drank either, Aemon.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even bother to raise the cup or touch it.
But the kids are actually more bitter now.
Yeah, you're right. It's too late. Too little, too late, man. They're practically adults,
Mm-hmm.
and they've grown up with their issues. They married him to his own sister?
Yeah.
Why?
That's normal for Targaryens.
But they didn't do it with freaking Rhaenyra and Daemon in the beginning. Like, I don't understand that.
Yeah, they didn't because they're not brother and sister. And also
but still, like,
they didn't because it was also a weird political time for Daemon, honestly.
But Alicent is a Hightower. Why would she do that?
Why would she do what?
With her fucking... Why would she marry her own kids together, man?
She's trying to be on Viserys' good side until she can. So that she...
that seems so weird to me. Okay.
Like, it doesn't matter what you think when you are confined as being the wife. when you're the wife, you're doing what the king asks of you. And if it's the king's tradition, even though you don't like them, but it will bring you his favor, you not only accept it, you actually propose it. You suggest it.
Why was I don't get it though. If the whole point of marrying the brothers and sisters together is to keep the bloodline pure, whatever, then why was he against Daemon marrying Rhaenyra in the first place?
He was against that back then because of, one, the age gap, two, the political situation Daemon was in. He was basically they were at odds with each other. They were basically fighting. He was a very vicious person and violent person, and I don't think he wanted to do that to his daughter. Back then, she was his only daughter, and she saw Daemon doing that as trying to reach the throne, really, or some kind of position of power. I think that's why. I don't think that's the truth of how Daemon felt back then, but I think that's what happened.
I don't know. It seems inconsistent. Like it seemed that Viserys was kind of breaking with that tradition because he literally made Rhaenyra go. Remember, she had to go on a whole tour to find a suitor at one point.
Yeah, because Alicent said she had to.
So again, that's inconsistent. So then, on the one hand, you're saying Alicent does whatever she wants, but then on the other hand, you're saying that she tries to cater to the king's wishes by having her kids married.
That's the whole point. She's doing both. Like she's catering to the king's wishes so that she could do whatever she wants. So like if to get in what I mean, if she to get inside the small council needs to tell her husband, oh, I want to marry our kids because I know it's a tradition for you guys. It's like a trade-off. You see what I mean? Like she's sacrificing something.
She's the one that's been acting about purity and all this and that, and the following the seven, and and calling basically Rhaenyra a whore for what she does. Yet she's marrying her two kids together.
Yeah.
How's that consistent? Like
it's not consistent, but I think from Alicent it's kind of normal. Like we've said it before. She's pretty unhinged. Like she's not really thinking straight all of the time. I think she's.
I don't know. I'm kind of surprised. Yeah. I mean, I get it, but I don't. I just feel like it's an odd choice. But all right, that's what happened. I'm still kind of like, what? Okay, but that happened. Okay, crazy. And I feel terrible for Helena. Do you think he's moved? Or do you think he sees that they're going to tear each other apart?
Honestly, I don't know, but I think he's moved. It looks like he's moved, at least to me.
I think it's a little of both. I think he's moved that they're to see them all together, but at the same time, I think he understands. He's not an idiot. Viserys no one gives him credit that he's not an idiot. And he knows what's really going on, and he knows that once he dies, that house is gonna tear each other apart like fucking vultures,
He's enjoying the last bit that he can have of a happy family.
I really enjoyed him. I'm gonna miss him. Like the fact that Aemon doesn't even move is fucking creepy as fuck.
I know, right? This actor hasn't said, I think he said like 3 words this episode, and I'm so like
he's a serial.
Yeah, I'm literally I want to say scared, but it's not even that. It's literally unsettled.
Yeah, he's like He's like the guy that everybody's like said, "Oh, I didn't know he would shoot up the whole school."
Yeah, exactly. He's the quiet
Like,
kid.
yeah, he's totally the guy that's gonna shoot up the school. Like, don't
He's
you see it?
he's not saying much because he's thinking it all.
I mean, he's really creeping me out. Like, it almost feels like he's gonna do something and like take this kid's eye.
Oh God.
And to strain our cups to these three strong boys. I say that again. Why? It's only a compliment. Do you not think yourself strong? I knew it.
We fucking knew it.
I was merely expressing how proud I am of my family, mother. No, you are a serial killer, fucking crazy nutbag.
Oh my God. I love him though. I love it. Wow. I love everything. Honestly, they have kind of a similar vibe though, don't you think?
No.
I mean, Damon always came across. I always liked Damon. He always came across to me as misunderstood. He had a lot of energy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Maybe a little Riley, but he always had respect for his brother. He always respected his brother no matter what.
But I'm not talking about that though. I mean, okay, obviously one's a serial killer and the other one isn't. But I am talking about the kind of thirst for violence they have. I feel like that's very similar between them.
But this fucking crazy fuck is like, I just met my match. You know, it's like a small dragon coming up against a great old dragon.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Now watch him now shut his mouth.
Oh yeah. Which, by the way, they didn't show us, but this is really similar to what supposedly Alicent did to Jaehaerys, Viserys' father, when he was a king. In the books, basically, Alicent, when she was like 11 or 12, was also sent by Otto to tend to Jaehaerys when he was dying, and he was dying in the same vein of Viserys right now, slowly and ill. I don't know if he had the same disease exactly, but he was dying in the same slow death and painful death. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he was dying. I don't go that far, sadly, with my knowledge, but it's really reminiscent of that now.
So now she's gonna think that he was telling her that her son should be the king.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God, she drank the fucking poppy.
Yeah, he's confused. Poor Viserys.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
What did he say? What was his last word?
He said, "My love."
My love? Maybe he saw Emma.
Oh.
That could have been it, actually.
You think that's what it was?
I mean, if he was dying, they say you see people that are close to you that died, usually.
Yeah. So here's the thing, like, when she says "I understand," does she think that she's talking about her son Aegon, or does she understand that he means that Rhaenyra's kids are the ones, and so she's fucked?
No, I think very much think she misunderstood it. And
Okay.
I think so because the way he said it, the words he said, Allison, there's no way she could have known half of them. He named the Song of Ice and Fire, which Allison has no idea what it is. He names something beyond the wall. He names Up North. And that's not something Allison is aware of. But what she is aware of that he has said is Prince That Was Promised, which we know to be something higher than just a prophecy randomly or a word put out there. It's actually the prince that was promised from Aegon the Conqueror. Then he said Aegon, obviously, and that's the name of his son. Her son, sorry.
Just to be clear, the prophecy of the Song of Ice and Fire is referring to Jon Snow, right?
Yeah. Well, now we do know that it is referring to that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying for our clarification purposes, it means ultimately Jon Snow, and Jon Snow comes from the line of Rhaenyra, right? Ultimately, traced back.
Let me think. Because I don't know the exact genealogy up to that point, but I actually don't think. Well, I think Jon Snow comes from the Targaryens, but I don't know if the Targaryens continue with Rhaenyra. I don't think they do. I think they actually continue with Alicent's kids in the end.
No. Do they?
I think, but I may be wrong there. Because I know that the next king is gonna be an Aegon. I know for a fact that the next king is an Aegon. But I don't know what Aegon at this point. Since Rhaenyra has a kid called Aegon as well. Now.
Oh, that's right. She does. And he's blonde because he's Daemon's kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know that it's a blonde. I know that the next king is gonna be a blonde king, and I know that his name is gonna be Aemon II. But that is all I know. The whole point about incest as well, and marrying each other in the Targaryen family, is to keep the bloodline pure, because the prophecy said that from their bloodline, the prince that was promised was gonna come.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
So we don't know right now at this point which one it's gonna be, which Aegon.
Yeah.
And so basically, Rhaenyra had asked him the question earlier, when she was desperate. Mm-hmm. Do you really believe in the Song of Fire, Ice and Fire? He didn't answer her in that moment, and now he drinks the poppy, and then he talks to her, thinking it's Rhaenyra, correct?
Yeah.
Because Rhaenyra is the one that asked the question. Mm-hmm. Alicent doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah, but he's been confusing people for a while at this point.
But I'm saying, for our clarification,
yes,
he's answering the question that Rhaenyra asked way before, and now it's suddenly coming to him, the answer and all that.
Yeah. Crazy episode.
Yeah, that was a very intense. Now that's an emotional episode. You see, that's a real.
Yeah.
That's a true emotional. That was emotional. There was a lot going on there, and I was really feeling for his pain, man, because that guy. Could you imagine to be a grandfather and to see your whole family just falling apart? It almost makes you wish you didn't have any of them.
Yeah. It's like, you had all these kids. If you
get to be a grandfather or a grandmother and you see your grandkids literally wanting to rip each other's throats, you'll be like, fuck, man.
Yeah. And it's kind of also really symbolic because we saw it. They acted nice with each other only because Viserys was there. And now that he's not gonna be there, there's literally nothing else holding them back. Like all of them.
Right.
So
Right.
usurpers or battles in general for succession, they're gonna be on full display. And even though the ideas are very progressive, of course, and that's why they adapted this this part of the story, because Queen on the Throne is kind of a theme going on around lately that's been, I guess, controversial. Like we need more strong female women, I guess. But this is how you do it and not make it look forced. This is how you do it and you actually make people say she's a strong woman, and you don't make your own character say I am strong. Like it's like when you have to reinforce that you're an honest person, you're probably just lying a lot, you know?
But I do feel that when they're trying to put strong women, like you're saying, they're trying to depict strong women, but at least they don't cheat it.
Yeah.
They are still strong. They are still strong women fighting within or struggling within a patriarchy. Yes.
Yeah.
But they don't cheat the reality of it. They don't say, like you said, like with Galadriel, she doesn't just come in and say, "No, Dad, I'm not gonna do what you say. I'm gonna do my thing," or it's so easy for me to just step in the room and tell men what to do. It's not that easy.
Exactly.
It's not that easy.
Mm-hmm.
And really, it's woman against woman, because it's Alicent against Rhaenyra because of how they got pitted by men against each other, but by circumstances as well. Because there is never a moment in time throughout this entire show when those two women can come together and be like, you know what, fuck these guys, we're not gonna play this game and fight each other. We're gonna stand strong together, and they don't. So it's very realistic in that respect as to the true dynamics of how people interact. Unlike Galadriel and the Rings of Power, how they depict women and how they force the concept of they are strong just because they're defiant. It's not quite that simple.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Like even Alicent, honestly, I know when we talked about it last time, we said that Alicent isn't really a strong woman, but honestly, I feel like she is. And she's a strong woman that is flawed in this sense, and that has wronged a lot of people, and that I honestly still feel like is wrong. But in the context that she was put in, she kept her head up and she kept going forward, even though the objective that she had was put on her. She kept playing her role and tried to use at least the little bit of soft power that she had to, conquer her part in the court.
I agree with you that she's a strong woman. And the reason I'm on Rhaenyra's side, though, is the following. The dynamic of the father-daughter relationship is very different between Rhaenyra's case and in Alicent's case.
Oh yeah,
why?
Definitely.
Because Rhaenyra actually stood up to her father, and the father embraced her and accepted her for how she was, while Alicent is still afraid of her father and working under, rather than being defiant of him and saying, you know what, Dad? Yes, you put me in this position. You put me to be with the king, and I did what you said. But now I'm gonna be my own woman, and I'm gonna do what I feel is right, even if it goes against what you think. So Rhaenyra did that with Viserys.
That's the one case. And that's why Alicent is the one case where a woman being defiant wouldn't, for the sake of being defiant, isn't actually the case. Like, she's actually got reason to do that, and she actually could be doing that. I wish they did that with her, but at the same time, you do understand why she didn't. You get it? And you're like,
but
fuck, you're really like,
thing.
I'm still on Rhaenyra's side as well. Like, I still don't like Alicent and how she's behaving. She's very much unhinged, very much. But yeah, it's really the dynamic, like you said, with the fathers. It's completely different. It's a completely different story.
I mean, all I'm saying is that the bottom line is that Rhaenyra stood up to her father. Alicent didn't.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. If Alicent would do what Rhaenyra did, then I think everything would be fine, and they would come to terms with each other, and they would see that they're not each other's enemy, and that honestly, Alicent's father is the source of all the drama.
Yeah.
He's like the little finger in all this.
Honestly, no. And I'm gonna tell you why he's not that. I see where the comparison is coming from, but he's not Littlefinger, and I'm gonna tell you why I think that is. Honestly, Littlefinger is a schemer, but he does things. He acts in the shadows. I can agree with that comparison. But Otto doesn't act in the shadows in that sense. Otto is not as cruel as Littlefinger, and he's not as reckless as Littlefinger. I feel like he's reminiscent of him in some sense, but he's still he holds himself back a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's the thing with the high towers, because we've seen it with Alicent as well, that she's kind of not comfortable talking about certain topics and not really capable of doing it either. Well, Littlefinger wouldn't have had problems in that sense.
No, I agree. I'm all I'm saying is that in this show,
yeah,
the source of all the drama is Otto.
Yeah. In that sense, yeah.
Because if it wasn't for Otto, Alicent and Rhaenyra would have always gotten along, and they would have done their best to make sure that the kids acted properly and didn't end up hating each other.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's not the kid's fault in a sense, you know what I mean? But now it's become personal, and now it's out of the hands of the adults or the parents, because now these kids are young adults, and they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
So
it's too late now for them.
Again, it's much more interesting than I mean, the dynamics are realistic, and they work, and they really teach you a lot about family problems and issues and how they can get out of hand, and it's really tragic with Viserys because he tried everything he could, but again, I would have recognized it for what it was, and I would have said, listen, you know, you guys clearly don't want to get along, so I already named Rhaenyra the heir. Y'all need to get the fuck out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like,
Anyway.
His fault was really not being resolute enough with his decisions and trying to make everybody get along. Sadly, things are not that easily.
His failure was just not being enough of a disciplinarian.
Yeah.
You need to know when to have a strong hand with your family, and when you have to do something that it may not be what you want, it may not be the best thing that you would like to happen, but it's the best thing to help the situation, even if it's harsh. And that's where Viserys. For example, it took Daemon to chop Vaemon's head off.
Right.
And boom, just like that, a problem was resolved because that guy wasn't going to go to war.
And
over his claim.
And honestly, that was awesome. I love that scene because Daemon was fucking bubbling, waiting to unleash his anger. But where before he wouldn't have waited, I feel like now he did it on purpose. He waited for him for the brother of Corlys to call the kids bastards, because he knew in that moment that even if he killed them, it wouldn't have mattered because it was treason.
Right.
And so it's you dug your own grave, and I'm gonna take it out on you, but I will protect myself first.
Yep. And can I say that Rhaenys has been very consistent because remember, I want to say she's consistent, and I want to say that she's not the only one, but she is. Well, it's funny, right? Like Vaemon was like, "Oh, I want to make sure House Velaryon carries our blood." Okay, and he makes a scene and makes an ass of himself. Rhaenys played it very intelligently, where her priority has always been her granddaughters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She hasn't been egotistical like Vaemon was egotistical. She hasn't been proud like Corlys was proud. She has been, at the end of the day, I love my children and I love my grandchildren and I want them to have a future. So when Rhaenyra came to her, she wasn't rejecting Rhaenyra offhand. She was basically saying, "Listen, girl, I got my own family to worry about, and so unless you come up on top, I'm not gonna ally myself with you if it's gonna cost me my grandchildren. I already lost my son, and I already lost my daughter. I don't know whether she believes her at this point that she didn't kill her son. We don't know. It's unclear, but the bottom line is like she's like, I'm willing to put everything aside if it means that my granddaughters will have a future."
Yeah.
So the moment that Viserys stepped in, just to help clarify the situation, then she was like, the decision was clear. Like it wasn't a decision of choosing Rhaenyra over choosing, the other side. It was always about choosing what was going to be best for her granddaughters.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, once Viserys stepped in, she's like, okay, now I can accept the offer you gave me because that's the best offer for my grandchildren. But until that moment, she was like, because I don't know how that's gonna play out. I'm gonna wait to see how it plays out, and I'm gonna pick whatever is gonna make it safe for my granddaughters. And that takes a lot. Like that's impressive of her character, and it shows genuineness. And she's the best of the Velaryons, I would say, even though she's technically Targaryen.
I mean, yeah, but she's doing the most on. And honestly, I don't know if that's just my inkling, but I feel like she decided about accepting or refusing Rhaenyra's proposal the moment the king walked in.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I very much think
sure.
it was, I agree with you there. I think it very much was in the moment that she saw how much Rhaenyra tried to make this work, and not only she tried, she succeeded at that point, and so she was like, okay, I'm gonna take it. And it's awesome.
Because it was always with her granddaughter's best interest in mind. She wasn't selfish. She wasn't proud. And that's what I'm saying. We have three really strong women on the show who show their strength through decisions, not through necessarily trying to be men.
Yeah, exactly.
But by making decisions as women in their positions and in positions that they are put in the situation that they're placed.
It's like smart women.
Within the range of what the scope of what they're allowed to do, they make very strategic and powerful decisions that affect the future of their children.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's a much more effective and true way of showing a strong woman than just having her come in with a sword and be like, well, I'm just gonna prove that I'm just as strong as a man.
Yeah, exactly. It's just,
which is what we have in Rings of Power, and it's just like, come on, man.
It's so
it falls flat quick. These women, on the other hand, they stay true to what they believe and what they care about, which is mostly their children. And that's believable because everyone who's a mother, right? That's what they're going to worry about more than anything is their children. That's everything to them. So they're all being consistent with that, and they're making decisions that are hard to make, but in tandem with that, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's awesome, honestly.
To cut it with